everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I'm Charlotte, a Danish book lover based in Spain, and this is my little corner of BookTube where I gush about all things books. Today I'm going to be sharing a belated book haul of all the wonderful books I got for Christmas. Better late than never, right? And I'm really excited to dive in and show you all the books I got because there are some really good titles in between. So let's get started. So the first book that I'm going to be showing you is actually a book that I got for myself, because treat yourself, right? It is a special edition of Her Soul to Take by Harley, Laroux, and this is part of the Souls trilogy. This is book 1, and I have already read this on Kindle Unlimited, and I absolutely love this book. And the special edition book is just so beautiful, I had to get it. This is the front cover, and it's got sprayed edges, as you can see, which is just these flowers all around. And when you remove the dust jacket, so this is what it looks like when you've removed the dust jacket, and I'm just obsessed. I think it's stunning. It's beautiful. And if you don't know, this book is a dark romance book. It follows Raylan, who is a college student, just moved to the city where this all takes place. Moved back to the city, I think you can say. And she meets Leon, who is a demon. And then things happen. I didn't just enjoy this for the romance plot. I mean, that's good as well, and this is spicy, but I actually thought that the storyline was really good as well. I've also read the second book of the series, which I also really enjoyed. Not as good as the first one, but the second one was really good as well. Unfortunately, I had to DNF the third and final book of the series because I just couldn't connect to it. Anywho, still very much loved the first book, and now it's mine. The next book I got for Christmas is this one. I think in English it's called The Long Game, but it is by Elena Armas, and I've already read the Spanish, what's it called? The Spanish Love Deception? Is that what it's called? Anywho, this is a book I haven't read yet. I really enjoyed the other book I read by her, so I think I'll probably like this as well, hopefully. I don't know anything about it, but it follows Adeline Reyes and Cameron Caldani. Caldani? I don't know. And I think it's like a football romance. Very excited to be reading this. Like I said, I know nothing about it. I haven't read any reviews about it, so I really hope that it's good, but we shall see. The next book is also a book that I've already read, and it is Beach Read by Emily Henry. This one is in Danish as well. I did really want to get it in English because I did read it in English, but I know there's a special edition that's come out that I love, and I think I might treat myself to it. I'm not entirely sure yet, but at least now I have it. I will definitely be reading this one again. I don't mind reading it in Danish, so now at least I've got it. And yeah, the book follows Augustus Everett and January Andrews, and they're both authors and couldn't be more different if they tried. So it's just a really nice romance book, and I absolutely adored this. I have read Book Lovers as well by Emily Henry, and I didn't enjoy that one as much as I did this one, so very happy to have this on my shelf now, and I can't wait to read this again. The next book I got is also in Danish, and it is also by Emily Henry. It is People We Meet on Holiday, and I've heard very mixed reviews about this one, so I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna feel about it, but I definitely will give it a chance. I haven't really read the reviews. I've just seen people either loving it or not, but I've tried to not read the reviews, so I'm going in blind basically. But the story follows Poppy and Alex, and I think they're friends, yeah, or they have been, I don't know. Obviously it's a romance book, pretty sure they're gonna end up together. I'm excited to read this, and I hope that I love it. So yeah, let's see. Okay, the next book that I got is one I really wanted. I have read this one on Kindle Unlimited because it was the book of the month in the book club that I am part of on Fable, and it is Quicksilver by Callie Hart. This one is in English. Most of the books are in English, but I do have a few Danish ones, as you've seen. This book is absolutely amazing. I devoured this book. I'm so upset that we aren't getting the second one anytime soon. Well, we are, but we were meant to have had it out already. So anywho, very proud of Callie Hart for being published now. This book follows Sarah's Fane and Kingfisher, who we all love and adore, and it's a really, really good romantasy. It's spicy. I think I rated this 5 stars, and I will definitely be rereading, but I'm probably gonna wait until the second book is coming out. So if you haven't read Quicksilver, definitely get onto it. It's worth the hype. I will say, however, go in blind. I think a lot of people tend to read the really popular books that they see on TikTok or YouTube or whatever, and then their expectations are just extremely high, and then they end up feeling slightly disappointed. So I'll say go into it blind. I absolutely loved it. Doesn't mean that you're gonna love it, but if you like romantasy and you like a bit of spice and you like longing and all of that stuff, then this is good. The next book that I got is Corrupt by Penelope Douglas, and I know that this is part of the Devil's Night series, but I honestly have no idea if it's the first one or if it's the second one, or I don't know. So I'm gonna need someone to tell me, is this the first one? Do I start by reading this one, or what's the order of the books? Obviously I can find out myself, but please, if you know, let me know in the comments. Anyways, this is a dark romance book. I don't know much about the Devil's Night series, but I've heard really good things, and it's written by Penelope Douglas, so obviously it can only be good. So far I've read one Penelope Douglas book, and it was 5 Brothers, and I absolutely loved it. I do have Credence on my bookshelf as well. I haven't got around to reading it yet, but I definitely will be this year. So I'm really excited to be reading this. The next book is Sommer in Bookstore Blåregn. I don't really know what you would call this in English, but it's a Danish book and it's by a Danish author, and it's a romance book. I have no idea what this is about. It's not that thick. I think, how many pages is this on? It's only got like 300 pages. Well, just under 300 pages. So it's not that long either, but it's really, really pretty. The cover I absolutely adore, and I'm really excited to give this one a go, so I'll let you know what I think. The next book we're going to be talking about is Wild Love by Elsie Silver, and in my previous video I spoke about how much I love Elsie Silver, and I've read her other 2 series. I haven't read this series yet, so I'm very, very excited to get into it. I've heard mixed reviews on the first book. I think everyone adores the second book, if I'm not mistaken, but the first book I've heard both good and bad things about. So, I mean, knowing me, I'm probably gonna absolutely devour this. It's about Ford Grant and Rosie. I'm really excited. And if you haven't guessed it, the next book that I got is Wild Eyes, also by Elsie Silver. And this is the second book of the series. Follows Skylar Stone and Weston Belmont. And I've seen a lot of people rave about Weston, so I'm really excited to read this one as well. Yeah. The next book that I got is Taming 7 by Chloe Walsh, and this is part of the Boys of Tommen series. So I haven't read a single book in the Boys of Tommen series. I do have the first book on my shelf, which is Binding 13. I've yet to give it a go because I wanted to have the whole series before I started it, because I don't want to finish the first book and then not have the second one to go into, because I'm pretty sure the series is gonna absolutely pull me in. Obviously I don't know, and I suppose it's silly to have a whole series if you haven't even read the first book yet, but that's just my logic. So now I've started collecting the books. I am still missing a few, but now I have Taming 7 as well, which I actually think hasn't received as good reviews as the other books, but I mean, the whole series as a whole, everyone raves about on the daily. My daughter is clapping. So yeah, really, really excited to start reading Boys of Tommen. I've seen that the first few, I think the first 2 books for sure, is on Audible as audiobooks, so I'm probably gonna do a bit of a mix of listening to it and reading it. But anyways, I got Taming 7. The next book is also part of the Boys of Tommen series, and that is Saving 6, which I think actually comes before Taming 7. Makes sense because 6 is before 7. Anyways, part of the Boys of Tommen series as well. So the next book that I got, I'm so excited for. I got Hexed, which is the final book of Emily McIntyre's Never After series. I've read all the other books and I love her writing. I think there's probably only like 2 of the books in the series that I wasn't really you know, I like them, but they weren't my favorite. But the other books, like especially Hooked and Crossed, so the first and the last book, I absolutely adored. And I've seen there's a special edition of Hooked out, which I really, really want. So knowing me, I'll probably end up treating myself to it at some point. But anyways, I got Hexed, which is the newest edition, and I think this is based off of The Little Mermaid. So this one follows Vanessa Anderson and Enzo Loverboy Marino, and I'm just really, really excited to be reading this. Now we've made it to the last and final book of the books that I got for Christmas, and this one is Swift and Saddled by Lyla Sage. This is her second book of the Rebel Blue Ranch series, and I have yet to read the first one, but this is the second one. Go to daddy. Go to daddy. Go to daddy. No. Mommy's books. Anywho, sorry about the interruptions. I don't know what it is, but me and country are just a match made in heaven. I don't know if you noticed my t-shirt has a cowboy boot and a massive set of cowboy boots on the back. But anyways, I love a good cowboy romance. I think this is, like, a lot of people absolutely adores this series, but there are also people that DNF it. So I'm hoping that I'll enjoy it, but we'll find out. Anywho, got the second book. I'm gonna get the first one as well so that I can read them both. And I know there's a third one out. I think there's a fourth coming, if I'm not mistaken. But I will definitely be reading the first and the second book to see what it's about. Hopefully I'll love it and also read the third one. So that is it for the books that I got for Christmas. I am truly grateful and I have been absolutely spoiled. My boyfriend also got me a Kindle, so very, 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 very surprised and happy about that. That was it for this video. Low-key. Thank you so much for tuning in again. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe, and please let me know in the comments if you got any books for Christmas and which ones, and if you've read any of the books that I got and whether or not you recommend them. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, happy reading. I'll see you soon. Bye!